Hey everybody, welcome back. You may be wondering why I'm sitting here with my two dogs in front of my gas fireplace for this video, but I promise the dog part at least is going to make sense here in a bit. I was watching a video the other day by Active Self-Protection Extra, and it was legal discussion talking about dogs in self-defense, being, whether you're defending yourself against a dog, or it touched on some things as well that could play potentially in court if somebody breaks into your house and your dog defends you and your house and themselves against that person. And it was a pretty interesting discussion. Like I said, I'm not going to go into all those details. I'm not a lawyer and I don't want to just sit here and reproduce John's video. But I wanted to kind of talk about, because it got me thinking, how I envision myself using the dogs in home defense roles. The gist of the discussion is that dogs do have some rights as pets, but not the same kind of rights as you and I. So there's the potential that somebody could break into the house and oh, you hush, it's just the wind. No. They're super ferocious, as you can tell. But anyway, the gist of the discussion is, if somebody breaks into your house and then your dog bites them, that you could be potentially civilly liable. Oh, now he's going to go investigate. Well, they investigated the noise and it ended up being nothing, of course, like I told them. But either way, back to what I was saying, you could be potentially civilly or maybe even criminally liable in some jurisdictions and situations if your dog defends you in your own house, which I just think is absolutely nuts. But just because there is a potential there for that to happen, I want to avoid that at all costs. Well, not at all costs, but as much as I can, because I love my dogs and I don't want them taken away from me, and that would be not okay because they're family every bit as much as Mrs. Country's family. So my plan essentially, obviously, during the day somebody breaks in, I don't just leave my dogs locked up in a room away from potential danger all the time. They're going to be down here in the living room or the kitchen or wherever with us and just kind of hanging out, being part of the family. And then at nighttime we go to bed. They sleep in the same room as us, so they're right there if somebody were to break in at night. If somebody breaks in right now, they're going to get up, they're going to go run over, and they're going to take care of business. As you can see, I have a purebred German Shepherd. This is Luger. And I have my half-breed over here. He's a German Shepherd Lab mix. His name is Trigger. I had nothing to do with the names, I promise you. Just kidding. But they're over 100 pounds each. So they're cuddle bugs. They love people. It takes a little while for them to get used to people, but they they like people in general. But they can also tell when people don't have good intentions. They've got good senses. So they would definitely do everything they could to protect mom and dad, and keep us safe. And that's just what it would be during the day. At nighttime, though, if something were to happen, let's say somebody breaks in, alarm starts going off, whatever, I have a couple of different options I might take. One, I might actually come downstairs and start clearing, or at least set up an ambush somewhere in case somebody starts getting close to us. Or I might stay in the room and set up an ambush in the room, depending on what's going on. But either way, if I leave the room especially, I'm not taking the dogs with me. I'm going to make sure that they stay in the bedroom with Mrs. Country to be there as a kind of a last line of defense along with her firearm to keep her safe. But I'm also doing that in a lot of ways to keep them safe. I don't want them to potentially get hurt, getting shot, stabbed, falling down the stairs as they're, very target focused on somebody that's not supposed to be in the house, something like that. And I don't want them to be in that situation that I mentioned earlier where they could be taken away from me. They could be, I could be held liable for their actions and stuff because they're not considered to be people or anything close to that. They're considered as pretty much basic property, just like the camera I'm recording this on. So I want to avoid that. I want to make sure I keep them around, but at the same time, they absolutely would do everything they could to keep us safe, and I want to make sure that Mrs. Country has that on her side, again, if somebody breaks in at night. So that's my plan for using the dogs. Now, obviously, I can't control everything they do. They do have a little bit of free will, and they're both very stubborn. Wonder where they get that from. It's all Mrs. Country. But she's gonna kill me when she sees this. But anyway, that's my plan, guys. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Just kind of give you an idea of not only what my plan is, but why, and the considerations that I have for having dogs and being a pet owner when it comes to self-defense. Oh, you hush. You just want attention. You're just a little camera hog. Both of you. You're just camera hogs. That's all. So remember how I mentioned they were both super protective dogs? Well, they heard a motorcycle outside, and Trigger has decided he's going to go get in front of Mom and protect her and keep her safe. So that just illustrates my point. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions about this or anything else, or you just want to chat about whatever, feel free to post a comment down below, or if you want, you can send me an email or a DM on Instagram. I'll have that probably above my head on this video, so you guys can check it out. It'll also be linked in the description, make it easy for you guys to find. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Y'all take it easy, stay safe out there, roll tide, and I'll see you later. Luger, speak. Good boy.